too. That's up to you. Um, but Larry, do you have a recording going? Okay, cool. Then we're good to go.
Okay, wonderful. Um, so yeah, I'm Makuroi. I'm one of the co-founders of Hybrid Finance. Kind of, I guess in real life, I'm well, I guess nowadays I'm an ESL teacher in South Korea, but I used to be kind of just a retail stockbroker in the U.S., but that was pretty much, I guess, a lifetime ago. Um, I've been in South Korea for about 13 years. Started working kind of just at like elementary schools and public schools here, and now I kind of own a small little English school, I guess, ESL kind of school.
Okay.
So we have that. Um, my kind of crypto career started on we're just under a year now actually. Um, Started right when I guess at the top of the market really. So I've been here pretty much. I got to buy everything at all-time highs, and
Oh
then
no.
I got to ride everything down and figure everything out on the way down.
Was that November of 21 of
Yep.
last year? Is that? Yeah,
Um,
okay.
I think I got in like actually I think it's really like almost exactly a year. I think it was like end of October.
Wow, happy
And
anniversary.
yeah, thanks. So I was just buying all the I think I went through the Fork season
Yeah.
and I went all in on like Wonderland and
Oh
what was
man.
the other one? Jade Protocol. Uh
Yeah, I
right
remember
at the
them.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna be rich in like 6 months because we're making 300,000% or whatever it was.
Yeah, yeah, you were calculating how many Lambos you could buy after 1 year.
Yeah, those little calculators.
Yep,
Those
yep,
are awesome.
exactly.
Uh, Only to figure out, I was like, oh yeah, this is how it works.
Yeah, so money
uh,
does have to come from somewhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
inflation to the max. Um, so yeah, that was fun. And I mean, I built up a small portfolio of other stuff too, but also, all-time highs. Um, but it was great. Losing money wasn't so great, but I always felt like I was learning quite a bit actually.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, around March, I met Solo, which is another one of our co-founders. He was in a different project, and that project, I don't know. There's probably no one here from there. It was a failure, pretty much. It was called Hera, and
Oh, yeah, I remember
did
that
you hear
project.
Hera?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I was in that actually.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah.
So I was in Hera too, and at that time I had lost quite a bit of money with Forks, and I was just figuring like, well, if I'm going to invest in crypto and I'm going to lose all my money anyways, then I might as well just figure out a way to make money within crypto so that I can just invest money that I make here. So I asked Solo at that time, it's like, can I do anything? And you seemed pretty experienced, and the team at Hera seemed trustworthy. Um,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Yeah, jump in." And so as soon as I got hired, I think I was hired just kind of like to help him out and just learn as much as possible. Um, the founder of Hera came in and said, "You guys, this is not what I wanted to do," and just like fired everyone and said he would take over it. And and
I
then he
remember
disappeared again,
that
I guess.
announcement. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like we were just like so. I thought that was crazy. I was like, "Oh wow, that is that how things work?" Like I guess I guess I'm done then. Um, and then that's when Solo, the dev, Phoenix, which we're still using him.
Yeah,
And
so are we.
oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
Lava
he.
Finance. Yeah.
Yep,
So Phoenix is, I don't know. I hope you guys think the same way, but yeah, he's awesome.
he's been great. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and super trustworthy. Is just like kind of a godsend for us, really, because um, our so the original hybrid finance was just a fork of oh man, I'm blanking out. Who was that? The Rebase Kings. What was that?
Was it time?
Oh
Was
no,
it?
no, the Rebase token.
Oh,
The big
Titano.
one. Titano. Yes. Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Oh wow. Yeah, it's been a while. Titano used to be like the one to talk about, but yeah.
yeah. Oh my God, they got huge. Phew.
Yeah, was really nice if you were there right at the beginning, which I
Oh my
could
gosh.
have been, but I thought the Ohm way was the the Ohm fork way was the way to go, not Titano. I was like, Titano, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, should have put my money in there at the
Yeah, I
beginning.
remember Jesse Eckel. He made his video and he was like, "Oh, I'm already up X amount and printing X amount per day." It was just crazy. But
Yeah,
so you guys started off as a
a
Titano
Titano fork.
fork. Okay.
Yeah, um, so that's how we started. Hybrid finance. We were a Titano fork. We were doing a uh, very low APY of 50,000%.
Very
You know,
low.
very sustainable, as we know now. Um, Not sustainable. It was pretty bad.
Surprised.
Yeah, it's like yeah. But our original thought was we start at 50,000% and we will taper down throughout time. And what we wanted to be was kind of like a profit sharing um, investment protocol. Um, just that was I guess that was our biggest mistake, was feeling that we could use the rebase mm, token kind of strategy to give back whatever the treasury made in revenue, um, which I guess it could be possible if we did very well,
Mhm.
but 50,000% is unsustainable. We knew that from the beginning, so we would eventually half that and half that and half that. But we launched right when the Titano forks started to die off as well.
Oh
Um,
no.
so we launched and uh, we did okay on the launch. We did very well on the pre-sale. Launch did well, and then so we made a few mistakes. I think. Well, we definitely made a few mistakes. So it wasn't just the market; it was us too. Our marketing wasn't perfect, um, and with rebase tokens, you need to be on top of the marketing, right? You have to
Oh yeah.
just you have to have crazy volume to keep up with that. Um, Even 50,000% is impossible to keep up with if people are not buying like crazy and holding. So, anyways, maybe within I think it was well within the first week we were already kind of like, oh, this is we're in trouble. And then I think within 2 or 3 weeks, that's when the market started to crash, especially AVAX, and we were paired with AVAX, so we lost quite a bit of value
Yeah,
pretty
it's a double
quick.
whammy.
Um, yeah, so we talked to our communities like, so this is we have a couple choices. And by this time, I had our Solo and I were already talking about a better way to a better system. We were trying to figure out a better system to bring like a revenue share because we figured all rebase is not going to work
Mhm.
um, because the only way you're really revenue sharing. You're just burning your tokens, right? You're trying to burn more enough tokens to stop the inflation, right? You want to be deflationary, but you have to make enough money to kind of burn enough of that 50,000% that the price doesn't just get destroyed
Yeah,
eventually.
right.
Which, yeah, it's technically impossible. If you're making 50,000% on your investments, then you probably don't need a protocol. You just do it yourself and become rich in a couple
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, takes I mean shit, you just put in X amount for 1 year and then retire. If that
Yeah,
was if that was sustainable.
it's like we should invest in our own protocol. It was just buy hybrid tokens, and in a year, everyone in hybrid would be a millionaire. Um,
Yeah.
so we asked the community, is like, do you want us to pull the LP and refund everyone, or this is kind of the start of our idea? Do you want us to keep going? And uh, pretty much most people that were in at the time were just like, yeah, let's pull the LP, um, take out the AVAX from that, and start developing what hybrid is today. So that's
Okay.
kind of like our journey. That's our V1. It's pretty much I think we launched in it wasn't March. I think it was April, and then mid-April, and then pretty much by mid-May, 1 month, we were like, okay, we're gonna pull the LP and be done.
Okay.
Um,
So you pulled everything out, and everything that you pulled from the LP went right toward working on the new version of the project?
exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
Um, so that was kind of the start of the V2 of hybrid, so HFI. Um, and then with HFI, um, well, I'm biased, and well, the whole team is biased, I guess. But yeah,
Sure.
Solo and I were, like, this is the perfect way to do like a revenue share. NFTs, I guess, work pretty well as well too. NFTs are good, but we thought, especially since we already had tokens, we kind of wanted to kind of uh, stay away from NFTs in the beginning. We do
Okay.
have something that will become kind of like NFTs in the future, but that's something else. But yeah, so yeah, and we decided to do HFI, where we would own our own pool, the Infinity pool. Well, the contract would have its own liquidity pool, and in a way where just market volatility or the way people feel at the moment would not affect, if you don't like it, you can get out, but it wouldn't hurt the other people who are holding. Um, because me myself, I'm getting better, but I'm a holder pretty much. And I love the idea of you being able to hold something or build up DCA into it, and at the end of that journey, being like, okay, well, I've been doing this for months, years, and at the end, you still have that value. It's grown. Maybe it hasn't 40x'd, but it has slowly grown over the years, and you don't have to worry about, the next day when someone fuds, or maybe they're correct. Maybe they say, I don't think hybrid has done very well with the treasury, and then the price just gets demolished by the whales, and something
Right,
like that.
right.
Um, so yeah, that's something that Solo, he was in a project that was kind of like a revenue share, before Hera, before we all met. That was kind of like this, and then I was also, I think he would say that I was always complaining about, and I think that's because I wasn't very educated in the crypto space, but I was just like, I just really didn't like liquidity pools after I saw what happened with so I was in Wonderland, I was in Jade, I was in like all of the Ohm forks, and then I was also in quite a few of the rebase tokens, and it's like it seems like every time people get angry or pissed, like the project just dies. Like
Mm-hmm.
a few people
Yeah.
sell, and then it's just over. It's just like
A death
and then
spiral.
everyone, yeah, death spiral,
Yeah.
right? Everyone just gets, the people who, even if they're paying attention and who believe in the team or anything like that, they just get destroyed
Yeah.
because, you know, this, I think maybe, I don't know, more intelligent or smarter people, the people who understand how to take advantage, you know, they they get into those protocols, make their percentage, and then, just dump everything onto the people who are holding.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I wanted that to end, which pretty much H5 pretty much does that. There's no way for you to hurt holders.
And that's because they're trading their. So you guys have the infinity pool. So
Hmm.
do investors just buy a token that is kind of their like is that their share of the pool per se, and then as the pool grows, their token value would grow? Or
Pretty
how does that work?
pretty much. They deposit um, a stable coin.
Okay.
Most people deposit USDC, but at we're s- we're kind of still working with overnight, so that we use USD Plus. They can deposit USD Plus or USDC. Um, we have a 15% tax to get in. That's the only tax that you pay. Um, this is both for treasury growth, infinity pool growth, and another big thing is so that people can't front run their own purchases. Uh, because if there was no tax, um, or if there was only tax, let's say you only had 5% tax that goes towards the infinity pool, and let's say we just drop the 10% tax to the treasury, then they could drain the infinity pool, right? Because
Gotcha.
the price would slightly go up every time you made a purchase, and then you could just turn around and sell it right after that. And we preferred not to have a sell tax because we also believe that you should be able to take your profits, and whatever value you see on our DApp when you sell, that's exactly how much you get.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you deposit USDC, let's say, you get 85% of that value, right? Um, and that's locked. From then on, it's only up. That's the only the price can only go up, and that's you getting a share of whatever profits the treasury does, as well as that 5% when people purchase, which is quite small. It doesn't really, but I guess over time it could be quite large as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a slow burn, slow growth.
Yeah.
So how are you guys investing the infinity pool? Like how is the money being generated?
So we have a few strategies. Just high risk is quite low, maybe 10% at the most. Um, I know a lot of people. We were concentrating on seed level investments at first. That's like right when we started. We had a few people that we knew could get us into a few of those. But as the market has not done so well um, lately, we've mostly we have low risk investments, which would be mostly um, a stable coin farming, and we're like, for example, like we are in Grizzly. That's a pretty good one that
Yeah.
we've done. Um, so we're doing that for kind of low risk, and then maybe mid high risk. We do, or yeah, middle risk, I guess, is more. This is this is something that happened lately. Um, Mid to low risk, actually, we were on freeway, thinking that that was
Uh-oh.
a lower risk
Yeah.
investment. And we know what's happened. Uh, Quite a few projects, I think, have uh, taken some hit from freeway, and I think this is something I believe. I guess yield nodes was the first one to go, and I think a lot of projects were in that.
Yeah.
A lot of people. Um, uh, I had some. I had just a little bit in there. I'm too degen to put everything into yield nodes. Um, so, um,
Sounds like it was a
but
good it was a good decision in hindsight,
yeah,
to
but
keep some out.
true. Though, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel. I don't know which one is worse, yield nodes or freeway. Uh, I I feel like, well, we've already announced, we pretty much feel like we've lost. I think it was 20K um, that we did on freeway, and I think if we did 20K in yield nodes, I guess it could have been better. It could be better. I don't know. I guess the future will tell us. But
Yeah, yeah, I think they're well, because yield node is the one that's moving toward a like they have all of their real world business assets that they are investing in with the oil and the electric grid and stuff, right? And then they're saying it's going to be probably months, if not like a year or two before they're able to like get things going or
yeah,
something. And then I know Freeway stopped deposits because they had that big loss on their trade with their trader or something. Um,
yeah.
what's their
Their
plan?
latest Twitter
Are they just trying to get the money back to pay people off, or
seems like it. I don't know. Like, uh, one thing crypto has done to me is like really not believe people. I used to be
oh
very
yeah.
optimistic about stuff. It's like, oh yeah, yeah, the team they're just in trouble, and then, like they just disappear. I'm like, wait, people can do that? And it's like, yeah, it's called rugging. It's like, oh,
Oh,
wow, that's something new. Like you could just do that. You could just take money and disappear. And it's like, and they've just gotten smarter or better at doing it nowadays. I think during the Ohm season and rebase fork season, and they would just do it right after pre-sales, and then like now it's kind of like, oh, we lost. Well, this is me. I don't know what's going on. But they just say like, oh well, we've missed a trade, so we decided to close everything and take all the money indefinitely. But we'll pay you back someday. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess.
yep,
So yeah, freeway. I don't know. I hope we get our 20K or part of that back.
yeah,
But uh, this is actually, it showed kind of a really great thing about HFI or hybrid is that the loss, that loss from freeway does not affect the value of your tokens at all. Um, and if some people freak out about it and sell, you know, let's say 50% of our holders sold today, it would still not affect your token price. So that's kind of a
yeah. That's awesome.
really, yeah, that, it kind of showed. We've had a few sells even from that, from that happening, from the time it happened. We can see it's like, ah, man, a few people sold, and all it really does is, as long as we don't void the whole treasury in one transaction, um, we can always build it back up, um, and keep feeding the infinity pool. Um, so anyway, so that comes back to our investments. Um, so freeway was kind of a lower risk, but not as low risk as the yield farming. And then we've been kind of getting into bots, bot trading.
Nice.
Um, we have I think we can talk about like a Shiny Jackal, and then we have a bot with them.
Oh yeah.
Um, um, maybe yeah, about 10%, about 20%, I guess, um, of our treasuries with that bot. We believe that's kind of like a lower risk bot,
Yeah.
still high risk, but lower risk of the bots. We also have a couple of sync trading bots, and we're working on we're going to start working on a strategy with the company that we have the swing trading bots with, but that company we have an NDA agreement with them, so we can't
Ooh,
talk
okay.
too much about
Yeah.
it.
It's exciting.
Uh, yeah, we'll see. It's a strategy that we've kind of been looking at, but none of us are traders. We're not really huge on technical analysis. I'm learning myself, so we need to talk to them and see if it's a viable thing. But anyways, we use some of their bots as well, which have done pretty good. They're not bad. And then we have the rest of our treasury, which we move here and there. We tried stable fund a little bit. That was like the high risk, um, very low, just yeah, low amount to put into them. We did that right before, right before
Oh
they decided
no.
to close down. So we're
Yeah.
getting our refund. Yeah, you know, um, for us, that the whole fiasco, the whole stable fund fiasco, doesn't hurt us too much as long as he refunds, and I think they will.
So do
Um,
I. So do I. I mean, I can disclose. I'm invested there as well, and I do think, especially with the way that they went about it, with offering the opportunity to move to their V2, that
yeah,
I mean, in a roundabout way, it kind of alleviates a lot of the pressure from what they have to refund. So it really works out in favor of those that want their refund. So I think there's a good chance that we all get paid back. Um,
yeah, which
so
is good.
yeah,
I have some feelings about it. We probably won't go for V2 because
me neither.
y-
Yeah, me
I mean
neither.
it's I think it's more sustainable, mainly because I know what our bots make, and yeah, 1% a day, 5 days a week is doable. Where our bots, we don't have, they have that trader guy who's probably some crazy expert. We are not, and he's watching every day. Yeah, they can pull out. I think pull the 1% a day, 5 days a week. Um, so what? Like I think it's like 20% a year, a month. Um, we'll see if they can do that forever. But yeah, so yeah, we're just gonna concentrate on the bots and get some strategies going instead of if we're gonna go high risk like that into stable fund. So yeah, that's our strategies are kind of changing. Um, we're slowly kind of moving to things where we are in control
Okay.
with the treasury, and we're not just just waiting for the not rug pull, but like we're just waiting or stressed out about like when is this going to fail,
Yeah,
when
something
is
you
that.
know isn't going to last, and you're just kind of, it's a ticking time bomb. It's kind of like playing musical chairs. The music's going, everyone's having a good time. Then all of a sudden it stops, and then it's just a rush to see who can sit down. And
Yeah,
and you just got to not be the one without a chair.
exactly. And so yeah, I mean, so yeah, that's kind of like our strategy. And
Okay.
we have some forex bots. We have a very small allocation to that, and it's just kind of playing with it. So our treasury is pretty flexible. um,
Sounds
um,
very well diversified. It sounds like.
yeah, we
Sounds
hope
like you
so.
split the
Like
risk.
we're hoping to get a little bit more. We're trying to get into some kind of like longer term investments, because most of what we're in is just trying to get yield as fast as possible, like every month, right, to feed back into the infinity pool. But
Yeah.
we're starting to pivot more towards still staying with that, but some of the profits that we make, we're not gonna reinvest back into them. We're just gonna invest into more long-term, like holding tokens,
Hmm.
L1s, blue chip tokens, and then we feel like in a year or two we'll be back in hopefully in a bull run, and those will help us a lot if we build those up now.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's kind of like our treasury kind of strategy a little bit.
Nice. Yeah, no, I like that a lot. It's a very simple and easy to understand way to do like a revenue share system where you just simply buy the token and that's you have an asset that will only go up based off of what you guys do on the back end. So it's a nice, from an investor's point of view, it's a nice set it and forget it kind of system. So it's great.
Yeah, and and I mean, and I should put this in. Our Infinity pool is mostly held in USD plus, which is also rebasing. It's about 8 to 12% a year. So that's also growing. And every time that grows, it doesn't mint more HFI. So your price is actually constantly growing,
Nice.
slowly, but yeah, 12, let's say 8% a year. And that's the minimum, right? So it's not bad actually.
No, yeah, not bad at all. Especially, I mean, I feel like in crypto we've become so accustomed to, you hear 10% and I feel like a crypto guy is like, "Oh, that's it." Where, I remember when I told my grandfather that I was in Anchor getting 19% a year and he almost fell out of his chair. He was like 19%, like,
Yeah,
stock market was like 9% is your yearly target. If you hit that, you're good. So, I mean, yeah, being able to just hold USD plus and get that and just have that slow, grind upwards is awesome.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if you can get 8% every year, forever, then you're set. In a few years, you won't be a millionaire in a year, but you will be a millionaire, right? If you keep depositing and follow a good saving strategy,
Yeah,
um, you're
100%.
you're set. Um, so yeah, so that's how we grow the price of HFI. Um,
Sweet. So,
and mhm.
I guess my question is there any is so that's kind of your core product. Do you guys have anything else that's on the pipeline or any kind of alpha that you guys have been cooking up that you could possibly share?
Yeah. Well, the first one is not really alpha because most of the community kind of know about it, but we have a kind of governance tokens, I guess. You can lock up your HFI for a chance. So HFI, when you hold, there's kind of no risk to you other than USDC depegging and just everything getting destroyed.
Right,
If
right.
USDC disappears, then yeah, that's the only way you would lose your value, I guess, because we're pegged to that. Well, we're not pegged to our Infinity pool holds that USD plus is pegged to USDC. So um, and oh yeah, so if you lock up your HFI, that moves the funds that you have in the Infinity pool into the treasury so that we can invest your funds as well. It increases the risk of you losing value, but it also increases the chances that um, at the end you would have more HFI than you you would have in the beginning. Um,
Gotcha.
so that's we're opening up our first 3 month lockup here probably in a few days, around
Oh, sweet.
1st of November, um, 1st or 2nd of November, we'll see. But as soon as we finish our report, October report, we will open up, uh, the first lockup. Um, and people will have 7 days. It will open for 7 days, and then it'll automatically close. And then for 3 months, what would happen is, so right now, any revenue that we get from the treasury, um, we we pretty much we'll take a 20% cut of that towards the operations, which includes our pay, any kind of marketing budget, anything that the project needs. So we'll take 20% off the top, and then after that, 50% would go into the infinity pool, and 50% would go into the 3-month lockup, which just the way it'll work, we believe, because I don't think everyone will lock up 100% of their funds.
Sure.
Um, um, it will give you a higher chance to get, so a 3-month lockup, you would, at the end of the 3 months, you could get a ratio of 1.1, so 10% more HFI than you put in. And it's kind of the same thing. So 50% goes into the infinity pool, 50% is put towards minting more HFI for the people who have their HFI locked up. Um,
Okay, so that's how you guys are. So in that sense, it's kind of avoiding that inflation in a way, since that's kind of your way of backing it almost.
yeah. Um, so yeah, there wouldn't be inflation to people who are still holding HFI. Um, you would get less, I guess, into the infinity pool because now you're sharing with the locked pools.
Yeah.
But yeah, there would be no inflation, and so the people who are holding, they're fine, they're still growing. The people who lock up, um, that ratio builds up, right? You start, so when you lock it up, you start at 0. Um, but as we mint more HFI towards that pool, your ratio grows up to 1.1. So you'd have 10%. So the good thing is you're actually getting 10% more. So if you lock up 100, you'd get 110. Um, but if we did that well, that also means that the value of H5 has gone up as well. So you would actually be up more than 10% because
Right.
you have more tokens and the price of H5 has increased over that amount of time. So yeah, that's kind of like our next. This is it was always planned, but it's going to be the first time we open up a lockup period.
Well,
Um,
congratulations. That's exciting.
yeah, I think we're ready for it. So a 3-month one and getting up to the max 1.1. So that is not promised. It just depends how we do. We also, we always tell our community, there is a risk. So, you know, I don't believe this would happen, but if it happened that we just, after the lockup, we lose all the money in the treasury, that means your value is gone, right? Because you're now uh, kind of taking the risk with the treasury. Your funds are there. Um,
Right.
we are we will do our best. We're not gonna, with a 3-month lockup, we're not gonna go and put all those funds into like a seed level investment, because there's no way you're gonna get your funds back in 3 months. So it'll be mostly investing into things that the treasury is already in because those are things we get returns on every month or daily. Um, but later on, we'll have like a 6-month lockup, and then we'll have 12-month lockups, which those would be invested into the strategy that the treasury is in, but also more long-term strategies, I guess.
Okay.
Um, and we'll have we're really close to having our first deal where we would have custom-made lockups. So we'll have custom-made lockups for seed level investments, any kind of investments that will be more long-term. We were trying to get into mining, but it kind of fell through. We're still working with the guy that we know, but it'll probably be a few months before we open that one up.
Okay.
Um, But yeah,
So for
so that
your seed investments, do you guys, I'm just curious because we have the kind of a similar thing going on. But I think the way that we handle them is a little bit different. So when your guys' seed investments vest, are you holding those tokens or are you kind of cashing those out, or is it like a do you do like a portion, or how does that work?
well, most likely we would hold some because um, we don't want to dump them all,
Yeah,
but
sure.
we would I guess we would at least get you 100% of what you locked up. We will get you back to that 1-to-1 ratio from that investment, and then the rest would probably come through a seed level investment. Would probably do like a 1 year lockup, and I mean maybe with some seed level investments, I guess we could do even a 2 year lockup, where it would give us enough time to let the project grow, but at the same time give us enough time to take some profits and build up that ratio um, for our for the lockers, for the people holding VEHFI.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah, it'll depend. Yeah, I think you guys actually have a pretty cool system where they would actually get um, the tokens, or is that correct? Like they would actually get, as it vests, they would get some of those funds,
Yeah, exactly. So
the
yeah, we
the
keep
actual
half and
token.
then half gets vested out to our node holders in the form of the actual token. So they get to decide what they want to do.
That's pretty cool actually. Like I was like, maybe. I mean, we would have, I guess, a way of doing that because it just depends on how the I guess they could vote, like, their governance token. So we could have them vote on if they want an airdrop of the tokens, and we would calculate that towards um, their ratio. We would really have to get people to understand
Yeah.
uh, that, you know, on paper, the ratio wouldn't go up to that one. I think 1 year lockup. I think the maximum is 1.7, so a 70% increase of HFI. But if they chose to receive the tokens instead, we could definitely do that. But then on paper, the ratio would say like 0, and that's we would have to figure that out because you don't know, like at the end of the 12 months, all these people like, oh, you never gave us our H5 back. It's like, well, but you have the tokens. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. You got to make sure that everyone has a full understanding for it to really like hit.
but the way you guys did, I think, yeah, that's pretty cool, actually.
Well, thanks.
Um, yeah, like, oh, maybe once I get some funds in, I'll get an NFT here.
Hey, yeah, there you go. I mean, we're close to our migration as well. It should be going live in the next few days, so it's kind of cool. We both something that's been in the works for a while, kind of coming to life in the next 3 or 4 days. So very exciting
Yeah,
times.
it'll be, yeah, it's fun. I love being in crypto. Is it kind of never stops. So sometimes I feel pretty tired. It's like, oh, when am I gonna get a day off? And it's like, yeah, it just seems like it's always something is always happening, right? Within our project or other projects that we're working with. But yeah, it's fun. A
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
a
new,
blessing and a curse for sure. Um,
yes,
it's nice. It's always something to do, but it's also like, it never sleeps.
very true. Um, so yeah, so that's kind of the alpha that we have that I can talk about. We are starting to work on a way to have HFI where we're actually able to trade it. It'll be a different token, but we're working on a way so that it's actually DEX tradable, where HFI would be pegged, or this new token would be pegged to HFI. where
Oh, okay.
every one of that token would be worth would be exchangeable for one HFI. So it wouldn't increase inflation, and HFI would still be safe from sentiment, but the token wouldn't be safe from sentiment, right? And it would be a really kind of like an arbitrage play
Yeah,
on
right, right.
HFI. So we're getting that started. I can't say I don't even know how long it would take, but we're kind of looking at that as once we get these lockups kind of all stabilized and any other deals that we have done, then that would be pretty much our next move. I think, yeah, it actually it excites me actually the what we're doing with that. If it works, it will be incredible actually.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's awesome
And
to hear that you guys are still continuing to build and continuing to push forward. I think we are a rare breed, it seems like, with how many projects just kind of close their doors and or just jump ship. Um,
yeah,
so
yeah, we I think the whole team, they're not here, but they would all agree like we're here for the long term. Like, we built hybrid finance so that like we can be here for the next 5-10 years. We can just, yeah, we'll be here, um as long as nothing happens to us, like ourselves, but
right.
that we can't control that other
Yeah,
than
I mean
staying
it's
healthy.
right, right. I mean it's kind of DeFi as a service in its best form because I mean that's what you're really offering, right? Is the service of all the different things that DeFi has to offer while just being able to hold a token.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, we try our best, but we're no experts. We're always listening to, like you guys, we're working together on a few things, and our community, always learning. But um, you know, we, if I mean, technically, if you wanted to, right, you could do this yourself. What we're doing, but what we want to be is make it so easy for yeah, DeFi as a service. You just buy our token and you don't have to worry about searching for new farms. You don't have to set up all the bots and, I mean, set up multiple accounts and KYC with a bunch of different exchanges. You just hold HFI and you're set.
Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
so yeah, it's the start of I think a fun, uh, not fun. This is investment, so a
Oh,
profitable.
it can be fun. Why not?
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's fun
But
seeing the
hopefully
numbers go up. I like making money.
exactly, yeah. And I love like being able to help people make money. That
Yes.
that just makes me very happy when if HFI in a year or two is $4, it's like a 4x. I'll be really happy. And that will pretty much prove to me that, like, yeah, this is working, and 10 years from now it'll be even bigger. um so
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel the same. That community aspect is probably one of the best parts of it. But
oh,
I
sorry
th
about that. I agree, yeah. We're not so good. We're trying. Our community knows we're trying to get better at that part, but we're always there for them, if they have any questions or anything.
nice, nice. Okay, well, I mean, we're coming up on an hour here. I think we're ready to start winding it down. Did you have any kind of last statements that you wanted to put out? Anyone have any questions? I didn't see anything in chat.
Yeah, if anyone has questions.
Larry,
um
Ari, anything from you guys got any questions?
Honestly, I think, yeah, I think we were talking. This is kind of Solo will love you guys. He actually well, designed it. He just kind of got an idea. I think we were talking about hybrid and what's like a hybrid of what's a cool hybrid, and then we were talking about I think is it a chimera? And we were kind of looking at chimeras, but the chimera I think is like what, like a lion, a goat, and a snake. I think usually like in Greek mythology and stuff. But this is kind of Solo. He told me what it was, and I'm forgetting it now because it's similar to a chimera, but it's not the same because it's a dragon. It's like a dragon lion. I forgot what the third animal it is. But yeah, he kind of designed it, and then he showed us the logo. Actually, if you click on, I guess if you click on my name, I have like my little like background video. I don't know what it's called in Discord, but like that's something he created that we wanted to make it part of. This is still something we're kind of working with on the website, like as like the website would open with that. And yeah, that's just the design, right? Yeah, that's Solo right there. And it was when he showed us, I was like, yeah, this is it. We have to make we have to make the website and everything work with this. Um, and So yeah, it's kind of just like this hybrid, powerful hybrid, I guess, animal thing that yeah, it lives forever kind of thing, and it's like, yeah, this is perfect. And yeah, and we kind of the lion, it's kind of like the trade fi ish, kind of like they always have the lion or the bull or some kind of powerful animal or something, and we just kind of try to play with that and also be like a hybrid because we're kind of bringing TradeFi ideas into crypto, or at least that's kind of like what the team believes. Like, um, we'll kind of be here in the long term, crypto wise, especially DeFi wise. Um, it's just that we use a better system um, to give everyone a chance, right, to make it instead of like TradeFi, which you can do well. Just use normal finance, um, building up a portfolio over time. But so yeah, we're kind of playing with not being too degen style, but so it's kind of like a little bit traditional there with the lion, but we're a hybrid, right? We're Solo would probably explain it way better. He's better with words than I am.
I
But
mean, it's
yeah.
perfect. Yeah, I love it.
Thank you. We will, we will always keep going. So yeah. And yeah, integrity for us is paramount. Like there's, if anything ever came up where we couldn't keep going for some strange reason, we would do what's right for our investors. You know, I couldn't live with doing anything that would hurt people, I guess.
Yeah,
So like on
yeah,
purpose, I can't say I'm perfect and it'll never happen. But if I have a choice, um, I will not do it. You know,
yeah. I mean, I agree with Larry. I get the same exact vibe from from the AMA before and now from talking to you from talking to you now. It's yeah, I can definitely tell that you guys have a lot of integrity, and I would definitely trust my money with with what you guys are doing. So
thank you. And yeah, you guys too. Actually, yeah, the team was just talking about you guys. It's like yeah, uh, I remember Lava Finance. I remember Rust, one of our original team members. I think he kind of bought some stuff. Like, he was in your guys' protocol, and I remember being like, "Oh man, I'm not part of the pre-sale. This sucks." And
I remember
but
that name.
yeah, he was one of the co-founders too. His real life business and things kind of took him away from hybrid, but yeah, he was a pretty good guy too. But yeah, I think he was in Lava Finance, and I remember thinking like, oh man, that's so awesome. He's like, yeah, but like now actually, talking to you guys and starting to integrate, I think a little more. I'm loving it even more.
Awesome.
You
Oh,
guys
thank
are
you.
really great people, actually.
I appreciate
So
that.
I love having us work together. And, you know, hopefully even more. Um,
Yeah, man, I definitely want to keep the line of communication open, because there's a lot of overlap, and that's one of the things that I love about this space is even though, we're pseudo in competition, there's this feeling of community regardless, where you just want, everybody wants everyone to succeed. Um,
yeah,
and yeah, I definitely want to keep, just keep in touch and, um, yeah, and see what we can do in the future.
yeah.
So, okay, well, with
So
that, I think we're good to wrap it
Mr.
up. Oh, did you have something else?
I think Mr. CS Deliveries, I think he
Oh,
had his
yes,
hand
there
up
is a
for a
hand up.
while.
I'm about to just close the whole thing down. Hold on a second.
I don't know if he's still there. I think I talked much longer than
There he
hi
is.
there.
I love the profile pic.
Yes.
Good. I appreciate the AMA. Just wanted to give you guys props. Really appreciate good actors, good teams, good leads, and good projects. Of course, we all want more of that in the space. Um, been with Hybrid for almost since the beginning, so I do believe in their integrity of their team and their evolution on how they continue to uh, look for the best interests of their community. And I love the Infinity Pool, of course. I do remember hearing about when it came out. Didn't have a chance to really look into it. That I'm probably kicking myself too, not getting in the beginning. But never know. I mean, you guys gonna still be around. There's always a chance for me to be in that as well. So, but yeah, keep up the good work, guys. Appreciate you all.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Appreciate that.
Actually, now hearing your voice and watching the James Pelton AMA, I know who you are now.
No,
I
good
could
talk.
put a face to the voice. I was like, wait, uh, you're one of the co-founders, and I was like, oh, you're one of the co-founders. It's like, and then now I know. It's like, oh, this is pretty cool. Yeah, it was really nice to meet you, actually.
I'll be around, so I'm sure we'll be talking in the future at some point. So, thanks
Yeah.
again, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, with that, we will go ahead and close it up. Thank you, everybody, for all who attended. Thank you. Is it McElroy? Did I say that right?
Yeah, McElroy. Yeah.
McElroy.
If you like his profile picture, this is just like a Japanese for. I guess it's pretty like it's not so much so colorful, but it just means pitch black.
Oh, okay.
There's an anime called Pitch Black that I was all into back in the day, and I was like, yeah, Makuroi, that should be that.
It's a cool name, man. I really like it. But
Thanks.
okay, well, thank you, McElroy, so much for coming on. And we will definitely keep in touch. We'll be posting this YouTube video later on today. I can send it over to you guys if you wanted to link anybody to it for anyone who missed it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thank you. We'll have it posted
Okay. Well, with
on our
that, we will
site
go
as
ahead
well.
and yeah, awesome. So with that, we'll go ahead and close it down. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day.
Thank you. Have a great day, everyone. All right. Bye bye.